What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with PPL Division 2 Season 4 Week 7. This week we are going up against Eric, also known as Ashton Akai, also known as Hello YouTube, Ashton Akai here. Yeah, we got a team, he's got a team, and let's go over what I brought. Now, if you guys want to know exactly what I brought, make sure to check out the link in the description. It is to my team builder video, which has gone up for this video. I'll go over exactly in depth all the mods that I brought and whatnot, stuff like that. So, what's gonna happen? Now I'm going to talk briefly about my team, and then we'll go ahead and get into the battle. I'll get into why things happen, but let's first of all start out by saying I have a Flame Plate Victini with Flame Charge as the 4th move. I have a Splash Plate Keldeo, so the Plate Brothers. Splash Plate Keldeo with Triple Stab, being Hydro Pump is the 3rd one, and Combine. I have a Tailwind Z Focus Blast Hydreigon. I have a T-Spiking Mental Herb Toxapex. I have a Stunfisk, and I have a Physically Defensive Serena. So let's go ahead get into this match. I decided just to lead with Victini because I felt like it had a pretty dang good matchup against most of his team. So we're gonna do that. Get rid of the arrows. That's cool. Eric is sending out Amon, and that is a Grand Bull, and right off the bat, I'm gonna get intimidated, and I know I can't kill this thing, so it's like not worth staying in at all. I don't have U-turn, or else I would go for it. He might be afraid of like a Specs Blue Flare set, but I don't have that, so I can't really do anything to him. Also, probably wouldn't kill it anyway. So I'm gonna go hard into Toxapex here. He's gonna go for the Earthquake, and this is going to do a lot of damage. It does more than half, as you're going to see here. And right here, let's go ahead and pause. Now, situation. Did the calc, saw that he was banned. I have a Hydreigon on my team, and I have a Serena on my team. Now, I know that he knows that I know that he's banned, and because of that, I know that Eric is a good player, and I know that if he is going to want to maintain momentum, he's going to switch into something that deals with Hydreigon and Serena. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to set up a thing. I'm going to set up a T-Spike. I could just straight up die to Earthquake, but I'm taking the risk right now to see whether or not he's going to play aggressive. If I lose my Toxapex here, I don't get up T-Spikes. This is probably unnecessarily risky, but I want to play pretty aggressively this game because I don't have a very good offensive matchup. Like, before a Tailwind, Hydreigon isn't really threatening to him because all of his offense outspeeds me. So I really got to play aggressive early on in this game in order to pick up momentum and run with it. So that's exactly what's going to happen here. I'm going to go for T-Spike. Is he going to switch out? Yes, he is. So we got him on that play. That was very nice. He's going to go into his Mega Gyarados. He's going to get off the Intimidate. And right here, we're just going to go for the Toxic Spike. So I know right now that if he switches back out, next time he comes in, he will be getting poisoned, which is very, very nice. So he's going to go ahead and Mega Up. Kind of afraid of if he wants to sub or if he wants to Dragon Dance, but he goes for T-Wave, and right there, first of all, he misses. But right there, that shows me that he's a more bulky Gyarados set. So he is going to go for T-Wave again, which is pretty crucial because now my Toxapex's speed is halved, and its speed was not important at all. I was just being pretty facetious there. So I'm going to go ahead and go for Recover while I can. and he's going to go ahead and withdraw at this point. Now I have Pin Missile. I have Pin Missile on this Toxapex, and that is indeed what I was going to go for. So in case he did end up being sub, that is what I went for, because three hits from a Pin Missile breaks a sub on Mega Gyarados. So he's going to go for the Stealth Rocks right here, as I am going to go for a second layer of T-Spikes. I felt like a second layer was going to be pretty useful against his team. Looking at the fact that he has a bulky Mega Gyarados, he has a Mew, he has a Granbull, which I can come in with the Toxapex and just pretty much recover stall unless he's not locked into Earthquake. So right here, he's going to go for the knockoff as I go into Serena. So I'm going to lose my leftovers, not the biggest of deals. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Rapid Spin, which is pretty big, kind of need it. Don't want my Mons taking a lot of damage. And Rapid Spin does like 10% to this Thundy. Just about, like, that's a lot of damage from Serena for a Rapid Spin. So, we're going to go into Stunfisk here, as that is our answer for Thundurus, and he is going to go for the U-turn. So he's going to grab some momentum here, and right here, I'm going to try to go for my Stealth Rocks. If he taunts me, that's fine. That's an extra turn of poison that he's going to be taking. So I'm completely fine with that. And that is indeed what he is going to go for. He's going to taunt. He's going to prevent my rocks coming up just as of yet. I can still get them up later in the game, and I'm completely fine with that. Having them up earlier would have been nice for the Thundurus, because it's like my best way of actually dealing with Thundurus is not allowing it to switch in multiple times. So right here I'm expecting either a grass move or a psychic move to come my way, so I felt that Hydreigon was a pretty safe switch in, so he's going to go for the Psyshock. And I know that Dark Pulse probably won't kill here, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out again, expecting the Fairy move, which would be Dazzling Gleam, and I'm going to go into Victini now. And he's probably he's probably choiced in some way, so I don't want to stay in here and take a U-turn or potential V-create, so I'm probably going to switch out, and that's what I'm going to predict him to do. So I'm just going to go for the Flame Charge. I'm getting like way ahead of myself here, but I am going to go for the Flame Charge here, knowing that he probably wouldn't have a set without Roost on that Mew because it is a bulky Mew, and he's already shown the 2 attacks, neither of which hit Victini, which is very nice. So I am going to go for that Flame Charge. And you're going to see it does pretty much nothing to this Gyarados, so that confirms that it is a bulky Gyarados. But right now it is poisoned, which is very, very nice. If I had U-turn, I would go for it right here. I don't. I don't want to stay in, go for the Bolt Strike and have it do like no damage. So right here, we are going to see that he has Dragon Tail, which I found very interesting. So I'm going to get Dragon Tailed out into the Victini here, which is alright, but again, like, I don't really want to stay in and continue to click Bolt Strike with the potential of him killing us with Crunch, or not necessarily killing us, but doing a ton of damage. So right here, he's going to go for the rest as I switch out into Serena, and I know that he's probably not going to want to stay in and take a Trop Kick, because it'll probably easily 3-KO him when he's not going to be doing enough damage to me. So I'm just going to go for the U-turn, expecting him to switch out, and this will be my chance to get in with Stunfisk in order to get up my rocks in front of this Thundurus, because Stunfisk is my answer to it, but if he keeps U-turning on it, Stunfisk, it's just there to absorb the hit every once in a while. I need to get it in here while the Thundurus is in front of it in order to get up the rocks. So that is what's going to happen. He's going to go for Superpower here, and that's not even going to bring me down to half. So that's like really awesome. So my Stunfisk is Shookaberry here, and I want to keep it healthy for the rest of the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out. The reason is because of the amount of health I am at, I will be able to take 1,000 arrows from Zygarde, and I would be able to kill it with the HP Ice in case he turns out to not like be a banded set or something. So I will be able to take advantage of Stunfisk against the Zygarde again later on in the game, if that is indeed a situation that comes across. So I'm going to go ahead and I switched out into Toxapex, as I believe he went for U-turn, and he found his way into Granbull. And what I can do here is I can just spam recover, except I can't because I get paralyzed. It's completely fine though. We are going to just sack Toxapex here, which is fine. I would have been able to spam recover there. Facade wasn't doing a whole lot, and he crit me on that turn anyway, so I probably would have died. So I would have been able to Toxic Stall the Granbull down. However, you know, it is what it is. We're able to go out into Keldeo now, and he doesn't have a switch into a Scald. Well, he does. He has a Ferrothorn, but it's not going to appreciate taking a Scald because it has the potential to get burned. And as you're going to see, with Eric's luck, of course he gets burned. It's like, I wasn't even being lucky. It's just him, his unluckiness with with getting burned from Scald this season. It's ridiculous. So I do get the Scald burn. And I'm going to go ahead and switch out into Serena, knowing that Ferrothorn cannot do anything to Serena now. So what's going to happen is I'm going to make sure that I go for the Rapid Spin. And at this point, everything's looking to be about in range of Hydreigon. So what I need to do is I need to be able to get in with it and go for the Tailwind, and I can start picking up some major kills because everything's in range of Hydreigon's attacks besides his own Zygarde. So what's going to go down here is I'm actually going to make a little bit of an over-prediction. I expected the U-turn. I would have been able to take that and go for Synthesis, but it's completely fine because I find myself in with Hydreigon now. I know that he's not going to be able to really do anything to Hydreigon. He did show Superpower, which would have done more, but it definitely would have knocked us out. And he might have gone for U-turn to scout if we were Scarfed or not. So we are going to go for the Tailwind, and he decided to try to sack off his Mew. That's not going to help. That's definitely not helping here. Hydreigon's going to be able to knock out this Mew with the Dark Pulse on the following turn. He doesn't really have a good Dark Pulse switch in. He does have the Granbull left still, but we have the Flash Cannon for that. So down is going to go the Mew, and the thing that's going to come in next is actually Sidon the Mega Gyarados. Now we have the all-out pummeling with Z Focus Blast for this, and against a max HP Mega Gyarados, after rocks, it's guaranteed to die. So that's 2 kills now in 2 turns for Hydreigon, which is very nice. I normally don't like Tailwind at all, but it's helping me out majorly right here. So we're going to go for the all-out pummeling, and that's going to it's a cool animation coming from Hydreigon. Alright, and down goes the Mega Gyarados. Sorry, I was caught watching my own video. That's crazy. So back on track with commentary. That's 2 kills in 2 turns with Hydreigon. And in comes the Granbull. And, well, I mean, let's make it 3 for 3. And then we can potentially still set up another... we can still potentially set up another Tailwind depending on what Eric wants to do. So, down goes Granbull, so that's 3 Mons in 3 turns that have gone down. And he's going to go into Zydos here. Now, if he goes for Outrage here, I won't be able to tell if he is banded or scarfed. But I will be able to go into Keldeo, pick up a kill, and then clean up with Victini. Because he'll be locked into Outrage, he won't kill us. But it turns out that he goes for 1,000 Arrows, and he's not banded, so we don't die. And Zydos is gonna have to either bite the bullet here, or he's gonna have to sack something. And he chooses to sack off his Ferrothorn here. And Dark Pulse is actually not going to be able to pick up the kill. Dark Pulse is going to take it down to the red, but the burn is enough. to take it out. So Keldeo picks up its first kill of the game due to the skull burn, which was very fortunate, of course. And in comes the Zygarde. And right here, I know, like, if he goes for E-Speed, I'm completely fine with it. And that is what he's going to go for. Turned out that he was scarfed on this Zygarde. He told me that after the game. So Scarf E-Speed coming out, that's a nice tech. And in comes Keldeo. We do have another turn of Tailwind right now. And we are going to go for the Secret Sword. It's going to knock out Thundy after Rocks, and it's going to knock out the Zygarde for sure. So we are going to go for Secret Sword, and it's pretty much game now. He has to go for Outrage in order to try to kill the rest of my team. And we still have the Stunfisk in the back with the Shuka Berry and the HP Ice. And I didn't know quite yet what kind of Zygarde this was. I kind of knew, but like, even if he got a crit, he wasn't going to be able to knock us out here with Outrage. And Keldeo's going to pick up the final 2 kills of this match, and just out of nowhere, we start sweeping with Hydreigon. Just throw it out there, set up Tailwind, and things started dropping. So like, this was a game of 2 halves. The first half was a war of attrition, the hazard game. It was get in there, try to limit the amount of damage that Eric was doing to my team, and get rid of the arrows. Get rid of the arrows, okay. Get rid of the hazards on my side of the field. Make sure I get up all my hazards. Just limit the amount of damage that Eric is doing with his offense against my team. Whereas the second half of the game, it was much shorter. It's kind of weird how one half can be much longer than the second half. But as soon as Hydreigon came in, it was 6-4 in favor of Eric. 9 turns later, 6 months died on his side. So definitely I felt like it was a very well played game on my end. Very early prediction to get up the Toxic Spike was huge. Probably very risky, but I felt like it was crucial in order for me winning this game. So that's what happens now. After this week, we move up into 3rd in the standings, in the league standings. After last week losing to Raikou, we dropped from 3rd to 6th. We have reclaimed our 3rd place position, and we are looking very, very nice. We're 4-3 plus 7. Best differential in the league, tied with 2 others, both at 4-3, rather than the 2 5-2 people above us, who have lower differentials. So that's going to be it. 4-3, 4 weeks to go. This is it. Final stretch. If I can win out, I will be guaranteed top 2. And if Chi or RTK slip up more, or Chi would have to slip up more than RTK because I play RTK. But if Chi slips up, I could potentially still win this thing. So I'm pushing through. I'm going to be putting everything I have into this final 4 weeks. And Harlem Gloomtrotters are coming for that championship. I will not be stopped. And that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on this video, and I will see you guys next time.